The third screen of our sample application is a star log. Here you should be able to enter blurbs or observation from your life as a starship captain. We'll enter the log data through a separate entry form, but this time we're not accessing the extra form through a button, but through an options menu. So in this video, you'll learn how to set up such an option menu. This will be accessible via the hardware menu button, just like this. So let's get started. As you can see, an option menu is within the context of an activity. In this case, it consists of merely one menu entry. Since we'll be jumping to a different page, I've prepared such a page for the log edit, and looks like this. The basic layout is the same, but also includes a text view for the star date, an edit text for entering the text, and a confirm button. To be able to call this activity, we also need a Java class and an entry in the Android manifest. So let's click on the package name of application, click the File menu, New, Class. We call this class LogEdit, and this will inherit from the activity class, which this time we select through the Browse button. Enter ACT, that should be enough. Double click on Activity, and click on Finish. Hit Ctrl 3 or Command 3 on Mac, type over, and select the command Override Implement Methods, either at the list of commands or previous choices. In the dialog Override Implement Methods, scroll down to onCreate, click on the checkbox before onCreate, click OK, delete the to-do command line, and after super onCreate, enter the line set content view as a parameter r.layout.logEdit. Semicolon, and save. That's all we got to do to wire up this Java class with this layout XML. Close the class in XML. Double click on Android manifest. Make sure to look at the XML view. Copy the last activity and replace the name of this activity with .logEdit. So much for the preparation. Now, creating an option menu is pretty simple. Open the StarLog Java class by double-clicking on it. Now, since option menus are bound to the activity, Android will look in your class for the method on createOptions menu. That's defined through one of the superclasses of your StarLog class. So hit Ctrl 3 or Command 3 on Mac again. Double-click on Override Implement Methods. Look for the class activity, and there look for the method on createOptions menu. There it is. Click on the checkbox, hit OK, and the method gets implemented. In fact, I like moving this method below the onCreate method. But since we are already so accustomed to using Layout XML, we also use Android's capability to create Layout XML for menus as well. So click on the Android XML icon of the toolbar. Give your XML a name that relates to the activity and the kind of menu. So I call this starlog_options.xml. Now look, Android conveniently offers an option to create a menu. I click on it and see that ADT suggests a new subfolder in the resource folder. I accept this by clicking Finish. And then you'll see that the menu subfolder will be created, as well as the XML for your menu. We now need to add one menu element, so click on Add, select Item, click OK. And here you can conveniently enter all kinds of information about this menu entry. In this case, we provide a different ID. Since you already know that IDs are used across all types of objects, it's good practice to prepend the ID of your object with a prefix that hints at the nature of the object. So in this case, I provide the ID menu add log entry. For the title to be seen on this menu entry, click on Browse next to Title. And here we created a new string. We call that menu add log entry as well. And the string to be shown will be add log entry. Click OK. Well, the icon is a little more tricky. You already know that providing something like @drawable/ will allow you to use an asset from your folders. But in this case, we want to use a drawable that comes with Android. So we prefix the drawable with Android, and select a predefined icon. Predefined icons in Android always begin with IC underscore. Icons for the menus beginning with IC underscore menu underscore. And in this case, I want the icon named IC underscore menu underscore add. Now save the file and close it. Now all we got to do is tell Android to retrieve this menu layout and inflate it. Yeah, it's really called like that. So we call get menu inflator and tell this instance of the menu inflator to inflate the layout we've just created, r.menu.starlog options. It will append this menu to the second parameter, this menu, which we're getting as a parameter, and we'll hand this menu to the upper class just in case it wants to add more menu entries. Let's save it. So that's already all we need to do to create this option menu. Let's have a look at this. Go to Starlog, click on the Options menu button, and there it is. And you see with a nice menu icon. But what happens when the menu item is clicked? Thankfully, Android also offers a short route to handling that as well. So hit Ctrl+3 or Command+3 on Mac, select Override Implement Methods, and select the method on menu item selected. There it is. Click on the checkbox, click OK, and there it is. And this is called whenever any of the menu entries is selected. So usually you provide a switch statement like this. This will look at the item, which comes with the second parameter. If we create an intent for the log edit activity, we call start activity for result. So this time we're not just calling the activity blindly, but we want the activity to tell us when it's done. So in this case, we can update the star log list. The second parameter of start activity for result is meant to be some kind of a footprint. So when we get the result, we know which activity had been called. So make this a constant by hovering over the squiggly line and selecting Create Constant Activity Create. And give this some arbitrary integer value. For example, 0. Now save and start it again. So now you can see that by clicking on the Options menu entry, the new activity will be called. And that's it. You see it's totally straightforward and only includes a minimal amount of code.